in Gifts from Icus, I talk about there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And the explanation of that is that most people are searching for happiness. They're always looking for it. They're trying to find it in someone or something else. And that's a fundamental mistake. Happiness is something that you are, and it comes from the way that you think. And happiness is something that if you have it inside of you, you bring it to everything that you do. You bring it to your interviews. You bring it to your children. You have it and you bring it. You're not trying to get it. That's the opposite. One is trying to get it out of something and the other is bringing it to something. Well, enlightenment is like that as well. If you're always looking for it, trying to find it, it will always elude you. And that's true of not just enlightenment and happiness, it's true of success. A successful person is not a person who makes a lot of money. A successful person brings success to everything that he does, and money is one of the payoffs that they get for it. Enlightenment is the same thing. Enlightenment is something that you bring to all of your interactions, all of your thought processes, all of your life experiences. It's really an attitude or an approach to life. And that attitude or approach is one of living in the light. And living in the light means that you're moving towards yourself. You're not ever moving away from yourself. And you see the perfection in yourself and who you are. You don't question the universe. You see everything and everyone in it as exactly where they're supposed to be. You have an absence of judgment and negativity. You are balanced as a human being. You're on purpose. Purpose is something that will find you and that you will bring to everything that you have, that you do in your life. A good analogy is trying not to think of something. If you try not to think of something, you're trying, and it becomes really difficult for you to not think about it because you're so into trying. Well, enlightenment is a state of mind in which once you have it, and once you accept yourself and your perfection, then there's no more trying. People will come up to me and they will hear some of my tapes or they will have read some of my books and they'll say, I'm a seeker too. And I'm always kind of amused at that because they assume that I'm a seeker because I talk about higher truths and universal laws and higher principles that elude so many people. And I remind them, I'm not a seeker. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just evolving. I'm just merrily, you know. I'm going through the dream and I'm enjoying it all. And I'm bringing it to everything that I do, and I'm not trying to get anything out of it from anyone. And I think that's really what enlightenment is the way means for me. If you take a piece of food, a bite of food, and you start chewing the food, now you've got to do a lot of things with that food in order to make it apply to you. And you even have to ask yourself, how do I do this? Let's say it's just a salad, a bite of salad, and you got lettuce, and you got it in your mouth. Now, you've got to get some saliva into your mouth to help you with that. You're not busy salivating. You're not trying to salivate. Your body knows exactly what it's supposed to do. And then you swallow it. And you don't look at the peristaltic reactions in your throat and esophagus in order to make that food go down instead of up. It never goes up into your nose. I mean, once in a while, you're really doing something silly. But I mean, your food, you don't swallow your food and say, oh, wait a minute, I put it into my nose. It's not supposed to go there. It goes where it's supposed to. And then it breaks down. Okay, it doesn't stay. You don't have just this great big piece of lettuce floating around through your body and tomatoes, in your body and saying, well, where does this tomato go? You chew it up and all different kinds of enzymes start attacking this piece of food. And it goes exactly where it's supposed to, and it goes through the digestive system, and out of that comes certain kinds of chemicals that send it to all the different parts of your body. Your pancreas needs a little lettuce today, and, without some lettuce, your toes are going to fall off. And every place in your body gets the proper nutrients, and you don't have to do anything. You're not busy doing that. You're not going around saying, oh, my gosh, I've got to get all of this done. I've got so much to do with this digestion. I've got to make sure that the pancreas works and my duodenum works. And then it's got to go into your intestines, and it has to be turned into waste somehow. And you're not saying, oh, how do I turn this lettuce into waste? How am I going to get that out? What do I have to do for... You're not busy doing any of that. It all works in harmony and perfection. Your heart is beating, and it beats thousands of times every single day, tens of thousands of times, every day, day in and day out. You're not busy beating your heart. You don't go around saying, I got to beat my heart, and I constantly am beating my heart. Your heart beats perfectly, and you don't have to do any of it, and yet you are controlling it all. Enlightenment is like that. you get in harmony, you start functioning perfectly, and your heartbeat, if you will, your who you are as a human being, connected to all of the perfect places you're supposed to be connected to, all of the thought processes, it all just happens. It all works. You don't have to go around thinking every minute about, oh my, is this an enlightened response? Am I using higher consciousness here? I don't know if I'm being spiritual enough when I did this. Did I say the right thing? You don't have to do any of that, any more than you have to beat your heart or work your digestive system. It all works and functions perfectly when you're not questioning it, when you are in harmony with it. And if you're not, then you're doing this very same thing as if you were trying to make the lettuce go to the right place and the tomato go to the right place and get all the proper nutrients. You couldn't do it anyway. You would get so mixed up and so puzzled by it. Or if you started trying to beat your heart, you wouldn't do that. You let it work. And that's the way you have to see yourself within the universe. Allow yourself to work perfectly. The way you do that is you focus on yourself. You don't try to row other people's boats. You do it gently. And you have respect and love for everyone. And these universal laws that we're talking about here are the very same thing as the laws that work for digestion or the laws that work in your cardiopulmonary system. There are certain rules and laws that apply to those. The certain enzymes are released instantaneously, and it all happens in a perfect way, all through all of these laws. Well, there are transcendent laws as well. And when you are in harmony with them, you are enlightenment. You're not seeking it.